for files from our Windows PC to an iPad so that we can use them in unrealBook. To begin with, I have plugged in my iPad to my PC, connected it with a USB cable, logged in to my PC. Obviously, you can see my desktop, and I did the same on my iPad and made sure there's no pop-ups there, such as, do you trust this PC? So I had to accept that, of course. So now when it's connected, I can launch iTunes. Let's do that. Once it starts up, we can go to the left-hand side, and what you can see here, there's an icon that displays the iPad. It highlights maybe after a second or two after you start the iTunes. Click on that iPad, and then you can see the iPad information that's connected. And in case, as it is with me, iTunes is prompting you for connecting to an Apple store, giving you your Apple ID. You don't need that, so I just cancel out. By the way, it's my wife's iPad. Now you know my secret. It's not my iPad that I'm using. So underneath the left-hand side menu here, you have file sharing. Click on that. And there you have a list of apps that accept files through the file sharing. In my case, I just have 3. It's Word, unrealBook, and forScore. It's the same behavior, so I just use unrealBook, pick that list. I have a large list here, and I have to wait for it to populate. My iPad is old and pretty slow, so it takes a couple seconds. While that's going on, what I can do is start Windows Explorer and look up the files that I would like to transfer to my iPad. So here it is, my music folder somewhere. There it is. And let's say I wanted to transfer a couple of good tunes, which I do need. Oh, as you can see here behind the scenes, I get all my files that are on the iPad showing up finally. So I'm going to grab my files that I want to transfer, and what I really want to do is take this great tune, You Must Believe in Spring, and Janine, I think I had, which I wanted to transfer for so long. So I just highlighted these 2 files, and I drag them onto the surface of the iPad, right? You see it shows me there's 2 files. It says link, and I just release my mouse, and that should be good enough. Then you have to observe the top bar of the iPad. It's saying it's copying 2 files. And again, in my case, it's an older iPad. It takes maybe a few seconds. I can minimize my Explorer and wait till this message disappears. Now iPad is done accepting these files. I can click done at the bottom here. Okay, and I think I'm good to disconnect my iPad. What you may end up doing, and actually close out iTunes first, and now I can disconnect my USB cable. So after you do this, you may have to open and close the unrealBook if you're using it. Not so sure about forScore, for it to accept these files and reflect that they're present on the device. That's about it.